this will be the third video in the Hillbilly Herbals series. And this one I'm going to show you how to make a syrup. It's really easy. I'm going to make an elderberry syrup. And elderberries are really good for colds. I don't know if you could tell by my voice, we all have a cold going around, the sneezing and coughing and stuffy noses. But this is really good for any type of cold or like even a respiratory infection, stuff like that, sore throats, even the flu. So all I did was put 2 ounces of dried elderberries in this pot with a quart of water, and I turned it on the lowest heat, this absolute low, and I'm going to let it simmer like this until I lose half of the liquid. And depending on what kind of pot you use, you'll be able to look up there and see where your line was and know when it's about halfway gone. And I figure it can take half an hour to an hour, just depending. But once it starts simmering like that, you want to put a lid partially over it. Just cover it partially. So once this is simmered, my lid's not wanting to stay now. Once this is simmered and it's ready, I'll come back and show you the rest to do. It's real easy to make. Okay, this is simmered till about half the liquid is gone. And I should end up with about a pint of this. I'm going to go ahead and strain it out. And your liquid should be a real dark color, the same color as the berries. That's what I got, about a pint. For every pint of this juice, you want to add 1 cup of honey. Just going to rinse these berries out of the pot and use the same pot. Now I would recommend using raw honey. It's a lot darker and a lot thicker than like those little bear things, and it's a lot better, especially when you're making syrups. You need to watch, because you'll find places, you'll find these jars everywhere. It'll say 100% pure raw honey, but you want to look at the ingredients and make sure that nothing is listed there but honey, that it doesn't say it was like processed or filtered in any way. So I'm going to dump that back in the pot and put and if you could see this, because it's real honey, it's a real dark amber color. The texture and everything is just completely different than the processed honey that you get in stores, and it is more expensive, but when you're making a syrup or something, I think it's worth it, because these elderberries, they're just natural elderberries, and the honey is pure, so you're not adding a bunch of chemicals to your body. And actually, this liquid is still hot enough that I'm not even going to heat it. I'm just going to stir it around until this honey melts. And that's it. I'll put it in back in this jar, and I'll just keep it up in the cabinet. Or even in the fridge if you want. And I want to find you guys the dosage. Okay, for syrup, for coughs, this would be considered an acute situation, a cough. You would take 1/2 to 1 teaspoon every 2 hours not taking more than 10 teaspoons per day. So I will, I'm going to start taking this as soon as it cools down. As soon as it cools down enough. I just want to make sure that honey's all melted. And this isn't very expensive at all. When you, I mean, to get a little thing of cold medicine that's not even half this jar, you're paying $6, $7. And I would guess, even if you bought the berries, with the price of the berries and the honey, you're maybe spending maybe $2 or $3 for each pint. So you're getting more in volume for the money, and you're getting something that's a lot better for you. Actually, I don't even need this filter now. I'm just going to go ahead and fill this up. And it'll thicken a bit as it sits. You know, when you think of syrup, you think of something really thick. It's not going to get, shouldn't get really thick. But it'll thicken a little bit more. So that's all for this part of it, how to make syrup. And you can make the syrup with any type of herb that you want to use. That's the thing with herbs, it's so simple. A lot of the books and stuff, you know, that you find online, they try to make it really complicated because they want you to buy their book, or they want you to pay $10 a month to, you know, be a part of that online site, and you really don't need to do those things. People have been using herbs for centuries and even past centuries, thousands of years, and it's not hard to do. Say you want to make your own cough syrup, so you go and find herbs that are good for colds, that have different, you know, properties for colds. You combine those herbs together, you make a syrup. It's that simple. And the dosage is going to be the same for any type of syrup. You're going to take a half to 1 teaspoon. What was that? I want to make sure I'm telling you right. Every 2 hours. 1/2 to 1 teaspoon every 2 hours. Not taking more than 10 teaspoons in one day. So I'll be back. I'm going to simplify the dosages and how to use herbs, so that it'll be real easy for you to understand, and with just a little bit of information written down. And I'm also going to give you guys a link to a free herbal book online, which I would recommend you buy if you can. I think it's only like $12 or $13, but it's one of the most comprehensive ones I've found. It goes through all the different herbs, what their uses are, and really that book and the little bit of stuff I'm going to give you in this video is all you would need to be able to start treating every type of illness that you would encounter in your household with herbs. So that's all for the syrup part. I'll be back with that information on simplifying it.